live on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan in the booth, as always, with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Look at Toronto, and an excellent win-loss record, just 2 games off the lead.
Looking at Toronto, they've continued their breakout season. I mean, they've showed tremendous promise thus far, and I'm looking for big things from this team.
Yeah, Clark, as the postseason approaches, there's plenty of optimism, but as you know, the playoffs are a whole different animal. We'll see if they can continue that momentum.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court for the Heat, the kid, he's in at the point. Chris Bosh is out there with Jared Sullinger. Then there's Dwayne Wade. And it's Harkless in at the 3 slot. That is good. Now T, averaging 9 points per contest. About a minute played so far here in the first. Right side Teague. Some solid defense from the kid. On defense, Toronto. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
And if you look at their numbers in that game, what jumps out most is the balance offensively. They really spread the wealth.
And they were on fire in all areas. That was a very satisfying road win.
Here's Teague after the made shot from the kid. There's the pick. Crawford kicks to Valanciunas. Crawford passes to Teague. 5 to shoot. Ross dishes to Crawford. Offline with his 3. Well, it was Miami winning their last game against the Bucks in Milwaukee.
Tell you what, the way they shot the ball that game, Kevin, it looked like a shoot-around out there.
It sure did, and all the more impressive because they did it on the road. You're not supposed to be able to get that hot in an opponent's building.
Here's the kid. We saw him go on a scoring rampage last game. That is good. The kid's got 8 points.
And they're on fire. They've made 4 straight shots to get this thing going.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
And he gets it to go.
Well, he wasn't phased at all by the bigger man on him. And on the low block, I thought he might be.
You know, Steve, I thought maybe he'd prefer to bring him out to the perimeter, but whatever works, go to it.
And he jams it with authority. Nice hops and determination that time. Clark to get to the rim.
We know he can bounce, and right there an example of how dangerous he is when he's got a path to the hoop.
And you love the versatility, guys. Being a point guard, and in this situation, they tack on 2 more points, expanding the lead in a pretty deflating way for the defense.
Here's the kid after the made shot from Jeff Teague. Griffin on the double team. And it's Wade penetrating. Plays it up and banks it in. Wade's got his first 2 points of the night.
And the story of this game in the early stages is just how well they've been shooting the ball.
Steve, their percentage from the floor is really impressive up to this point.
Now here's Griffin. A 14-point game for him in the win against Brooklyn.
And with 3 steals, he also showed some grit and toughness at the defensive end.
The Heat leading by 4. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Hi, Kevin. I caught up with head coach Dwayne Casey. The phrase superstar gets tossed around the league a lot these days, but that is how he described Dwayne Wade. He said that D. Wade's the guy we'll be giving the most attention to because he can function either as a playmaker or a scorer, saying no matter what he chooses to do, he can hurt you. We have to be ready for everything. Easier said than done, guys.
Thanks, Doris. Here's the kid, following the basket by Blake Griffin. Bosh, a screen on Teague. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
One of the oldest plays in basketball made that dunk possible.
That's right. A terrific screen right there, Steve. Allowed him to lose his man and rock it to the rim.
Well, don't you love to see players working together in that fundamental play? Fun to watch.
Crawford kicks to Valanciunas. Ross with a wide-open look. Shot is off. And it's Miami the other way. Last time they met was in Miami.
You know, so often in the NBA we talk about how you have to earn your points the hard way, but didn't seem like that was the case. Everything came pretty easily.
Too many of their points came the easy way, Steve. You're right. On dunks and layups against a defense that didn't really put up much resistance.
Miami with the ball, following the miss by Griffin. Outside runner, and there's another one for the Heat.
How about that? Gets it off right in the face of the big fella. quick release.
And operating on the perimeter like that negates some of the height disadvantage, too.
I think
both teams deciding to change it up. Doris Burke has quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. On the court for the Heat, the kid, he's in at point guard. Harkless is out there with Payton. Then it's Jared Sullinger. And it's Ennis in at the 2. Here's the kid. He's got 12. Kicks to Sullinger. Payton passes to Ennis. Here's the kid. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Back to Payton. Outside Teague. Griffin against Payton. Here's Teague. And that one goes long. Miami leading by 8. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Here's the kid, defended by Griffin. Here's Harkless. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. All right, well, look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Heat.
And they're knocking down that mid-range jumper so far.
Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint.
Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Toronto. Wade, he's checked in for Miami. Wade with the block. Here's the kid, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Really an extraordinary game for the kid. He has 12 points, and he hasn't forgotten to get his teammates involved either.
Well, that's important, Clark. I mean, he's conscious of the fact that moving the ball around gets the defense to move. It forces them to work, and it creates a better offensive flow for his own team.
Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Crawford outside. Top of the key, Griffin. They need this one. That's good, and the Heat lead is cut down to 6 on the bucket from Crawford. Crawford's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. There's the pick. Payton on the double team. Over in the corner, Harkless. Here's the kid. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. The kid's got the lead up to 9 now for the Heat. Payton outside. Griffin a screen on Wade. Payton dishes to Griffin. Back to Payton. Crawford outside. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Teague kicks to Payton. Teague a screen on Wade. Picked by Griffin. Payton passes to Griffin. Off the pick. And there's the rejection. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Here's Sullinger. Cashes in for a double-digit lead. And now it's an 11-point Miami lead.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be.
Up.
Firmly
We're going to make sure they get no good.
Yep, they have not let their guard down one bit in the paint.
Ross is checked in for Payton. Chris Bosh is checked in for Miami. .158 left in the first half of basketball. Right side, Griffin. There's the block. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Well, if the pressure's increased in the second half of the season, you would know it from looking at these numbers these wingmen have put up from the free throw line since All-Star. You take a look at Ross, the best in the NBA. You put him on the line, and it's nearly automatic.
And most impressive is that he's done it in the first quarter, in the clutch, whenever, as consistent as they come.
Yes, Steve, he's been absolutely unflappable. I mean, not much doubt what the outcome's going to be when he's at the stripe.
The Raptors shooting their first free throws of the game. And the first one at the line is good, so both teams making some changes here.
At the line for two.
Griffin hits them both. The Heat leading by 9. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Thanks, guys. The kid in their last game against the Bucks played just phenomenally. He had 49 points, as he usually does, really knocking down shots from beyond the arc. Truly impressive numbers from him in a stellar performance. What a special night.
Thanks, Doris, for revisiting what was an astounding performance, Clark.
It clearly was one of those games that when we look back on his career, this game will be right there among the best ever that he's played.
Well, he was in the zone from the outset. It was just one of those games where he was feeling it. Everything was going his way, and he attacked, and that's what I like. Once he knew it was his night, he just attacked relentlessly.
Raptors have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And you take a look at the statistics. This club is shooting 74% as a team.
And that's a little...
The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Heat lead by 13. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Kevin, thank you. Dwayne, you're being played pretty tough defensively tonight. How do you counter that kind of intense physical play?
Attack the basket. They're giving us a lot of sound and fury, but I really feel like we can attack that pressure, go by them with penetration, and make this basketball this.
Okay, guys, solid play so far. I like what I'm seeing, but just a...
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. A fantastic game from the kid in this one.
He went off in the first 2 quarters, guys, as he's capable of doing. We might see some changes here in the defensive approach they use on him in the second half.
Yeah, they've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him like he has been.
Teague out there with Crawford. Then it's Terrence Ross. Then there's Griffin, and it's Valanciunas in at the 5, down low. They're the group for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. Here's the kid, and it's Miami with another. Well, with that last huddle, you could see the coach was addressing how they were going to make a tactical adjustment.
And after the coach does something like that, it's on the players now to lock in and follow the lead and execute. If they don't, then the coach will put them on the pine.
Here's Teague, and the shot is good. Teague's got 9.
Boy, that was impressive, Clark. He did not hesitate to take the ball right up against the bigger defender.
Boy, I like that aggressive mindset there, Steve.
Here's the kid, and it's Miami with another.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Griffin sets the screen for Teague. Griffin dishes to Ross. Picked by Griffin. Ross kicks to Teague. Crawford, no one around him. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Teague's got 3 assists tonight.
No matter who it is, that kind of defense is not going to cut it.
Here's the kid, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Kevin, let's check out how Miami stacked up in the league stats over the last month. First in shooting percentage. First in three-point field goal percentage. And they're also ranked #1 in taking care of the ball. Not many turnovers. They value possessions like no other.
And the shooting is is really what stands out to me. This is a team that does such a good job of finding open looks. They're unselfish. They work offensively to create good shots. And when they do that, they're on their game. They're tough to beat.
And the Raptors making a change here. Payton's checked in. Now Griffin inside. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, man, he's got so much power.
Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time. Raptors trail by 9. Payton outside. Pass to Ross.